Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 1 of my Leicester City career mode. Now today it's going to be a new career mode, starting fresh. You guys voted for it, got the most votes on the straw poll that I did. So thank you very much for everyone that voted. And yeah, we will be getting on with the Leicester City career mode. I've decided to go with the added on 60% to the budget, which not everyone's a fan of. But I feel with the fact that you don't get that much when you request more funds, I feel that the extra 60% should do us nicely for January as well. So it doesn't mean I'm going to spend it all necessarily in this transfer window. But it's just to kind of cover January as well. Before we get into this episode, if we could go hit 30 likes on this new video, then that'd be really appreciated. And please don't forget to go subscribe as well if you haven't already, because I think the subscriber rate is going up by quite a bit at the moment, so that'd be really appreciated if you could do that. And yeah, let's go on with this thing. I am going to go professional for now. Hopefully that's going to be an okay difficulty. I always seem to get the difficulty wrong initially, but I think that's going to be about right. We will go 4 minutes for now, and I think everything else is just about right. I've been looking at your suggestions in the comments, and I will hopefully be signing some of them in this career mode. I can't guarantee that I'll sign all of them, because obviously there's a lot of players in the same position and things like that. I won't be able to sign them all. But I think the key to starting a good career mode is to try and not sign loads of players and get a whole new team, because this career mode is all about playing with Leicester and the players that they've used this season. So I shouldn't be really making too many signings. Hopefully it'll just be to kind of create a better squad rather than just the starting 11. But we'll wait and see. I'm hoping to only do 3 signings, but sometimes we get a little bit carried away, and we'll just kind of have to wait and see, I suppose. I'm aiming to try and get a new right back. I'm not a huge fan of Danny Simpson, even though he's done alright this year. I just feel that maybe he's not the best one to have at right back, and there'll be a couple of other players as well thrown in there. Okay, so we will take part in the pre-season tournaments. We will advance to the invites, have a little look what we're going to do here, and I usually don't necessarily go for the one with the most money. It depends on who's in the tournament, but in this case I think we've got the best chance of winning the one with the most money, to be honest. Actually, Ajax is in that one, PSV. I'm actually going to go for this one here, so not quite the most amount of money, but 200 grand doesn't really make a difference to us, really. So I think we've got about 30 million, is it, to spend? 31.2, so yeah, it's quite a bit of money to spend. Again, like I said at the start, I'm not necessarily going to spend it all. They want us to get to the round of 16. That should be doable, really. They want us to look for a new centre-back, which I think was on the list anyway, to be honest. I don't really want to have to get rid of Morgan, but he might be someone that goes on the bench instead. And they want us to finish mid-table, so it's an interesting target. At the start of the season, it would probably been to avoid relegation for Leicester City. Obviously, they've gone on to be top of the league now, so we'll have to wait and see how we get on this season, though. Obviously, we are going to move on to quickly looking through the team first. This is generally what I usually do. Go through the whole squad and see who I need to get rid of now and who I need to bring in as well. One player that I'll be recalling from the loan is going to be Delat. Now, I do want, like I was saying at the start, I do want a right back in the club. I think he might be the right person to take over. I know that obviously he got loaned out to Middlesbrough, but I am going to recall him because he's very fast and he just seems like the sort of right back I would like to have. That means Danny Simpson could be on the way out. I'm not really too sure about that one yet. Let's move on to looking through some other players as well. Okay, so these are the people I've listed. First of all, I've listed Joa. Now, I don't think he's good enough quality, really. I know we need somebody tall to come off the bench, and that's the reason why I'll be signing somebody that kind of replaces him nicely, but is better quality. He's only 73 overall. For me, he's kind of like a top of the league championship sort of player. He's not quite good enough for me, I don't think, so we are going to get rid of him. Blythe as well, not really a huge fan of him. He's 22 years old and doesn't look good enough. Same with Watson, really, and Kane. Then Barmby, again, I don't think he looks good enough for a 20-year-old, 60 overall. If he was more like 65, nearing 70, then obviously he'd stay. Mark Schwarzer is on the way out. He's 42 and 73 overall, and I'd like to get in a younger keeper that can kind of be our second choice keeper just behind Kasper Schmeichel, but also kind of maybe test him, Kasper Schmeichel, a little bit and potentially become our number one at some stage. The same with some of these younger players who I've just sent out on loan. I want to keep Chilwell. I think he just looks really good, so we are going to keep him and just loan him out for a year. Same with the rest of these youngsters here, and we'll just kind of see how they get on. Dudu, not really too sure whether he'll be that good or not. I just loaned him out because he's fast and I might want him at some point, who knows. That is it in terms of the players that I'll be getting rid of, though. And now I can take a quick look at these players that I'm going to be hopefully trying to sign. Now, this guy was suggested in the comments. I've never heard of him. He's 17 years old, but he looks very good. He's an exciting prospect. 6'3", he kind of fits everything I'm after, and he's hopefully going to be my second choice goalkeeper. Moving on, we then got Sewell as well, who was also suggested in the comments, I believe. We do need another centre-back, I think, just to kind of fill in, and we also need someone that's quite young. This career mode's not about really getting in young players, like it is with a Leeds career mode. It's just about trying to do something with Leicester City. So I'm not just signing these because they're young. They are actually quite talented players. Same with this guy here. Ezekiel, don't really know how you pronounce his name. Let me know in the comments, you usually do, and it is helpful actually when you help me in the comments. But yeah, he's Nigerian, he's fast, but I think he's someone that I was looking at already, and someone suggested him in one of the comments on my other videos, and I was actually going to try and sign him anyway in this career mode. So it was a good suggestion, and yeah, looks very fast, looks like he can be a good finisher as well. So I'm looking forward to hopefully trying to sign this player. But there's also Juve as well, who I think could be a replacement for Joa. He's a similar sort of player, not quite as tall, and he can play in a few different sort of positions, but he does just seem like that sort of player that we could do with it within our team. For now, I'm not going to put in any bids for those players. We'll just kind of wait and see what the scout report says. We will move on to some player drills now, and we will quickly add in 5 players. I'll be back in a second. These are the 5 players that I've gone with. Hopefully they're going to be some players I can grow nicely. Jamie Vardy is obviously someone that might not necessarily grow that much, but I'm looking forward to trying to grow Gray and Marty in particular. Also Kante as well could be a very good player for us. But let's wait and see how they get on in the first training session that we're going to do. And anybody going up? No, not really, but the attributes have started to go up quite nicely for a few of them. Marty I'm a huge fan of, so I'm hoping to try and incorporate him into the team as much as possible. Sometimes it's tricky though, when you have important matches coming up. And I think we might have our first friendly game here. Yes, it looks like it. Nothing really to look at in terms of emails, but I will quickly change around the team. I'll be back in a second once I've done that. And this is the team I've gone with down the left-hand side. I've made quite a few changes. Just thought I'd play around with it a little bit. I'm not taking this game too seriously due to the fact I've never heard of the team. Hopefully though it's going to be good enough to beat them still. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a better side than the one that they're playing. Could be wrong though, and we have gone 1-0 up through Okazaki, 18 minutes in. We are just going to skip it. Okay, Schlupp's just got straight red. We will skip, and we won the game 2-0, the second goal coming from Dyer. So, decent result, 3 points, and hopefully we can get through and end up winning this competition. Let's go ahead and do the play drills yet again. The same 5 players, because I've not brought in anybody just yet. We will wait another few days until the scout reports have been complete. Another player that I'm looking at is Regani. Now, he's someone that I've obviously used in my Juventus career mode. I really like him. He grows very well. But he's not someone that I'll be buying. I'm going to try and loan him for 2 years in order to try and get him in. Already don't have enough wage to get him, but I'll be back in a second once I do. Okay, so we are going to go with a 2-year loan deal. Hopefully he wants to join us, but he is going to be a very young, talented player that I can try and get into this team. Again, it's not down to the youth really, it's more just because he's a talented player, but I just want to try and get in a couple of players that can grow nicely for the team. You can see now that some of the scout reports are slowly coming in, kind of getting to see what sort of stats these players have. It might be the case I don't get in Sewell now. There's not really much need if I get in Regani. And also, I'm looking at trying to get in this player pretty soon, because he does look very good. So, we're going to put in a bid. He's worth 4.1. They're probably going to want a bit more than that. They do. They want about 5.5 roughly. Let's just go with that and hopefully make our first signing of the summer transfer window. And we're also going to put in a bid for Juve as well. I think it's going to be just involving Joa really. I think he should be good enough that they want him. 2.1 million he's worth. I'm pretty sure they'll take him, to be honest. We will go with an extra 4.5 million on top of that, and hopefully we can make Juve another signing for us. And finally, let's move on to Dragowski. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. We will again try and make him another signing for us, and this time it's going to be involving Schwarzer, wherever he is. I'm going to try and get rid of him as part of that deal. Whether he wants to go, okay, maybe I can't get rid of him as part of Schwarzer, the Schwarzer deal. No, it doesn't look like I can, so we will just go with money. We are just going to go with 2.8 million, and hopefully just agree to that. I'm pretty sure they will, to be honest. He's only got £1,000 a week as well, which is absolutely nothing, so should be a nice cheap signing for us. Again, I've made some more changes to the team. You can see on the right-hand side who I've brought in. It is, I don't know whether it's weakened or strengthened, to be honest. I think in defence it's probably strengthened a little bit, but in attack it's not really, because I've brought in Blythe, who requested to start. I know he's on the way out, but I didn't really want to risk playing Vardy or anybody like that in this sort of game. And I believe, I could be wrong, I'm probably going to be wrong, but I believe Kante came from here, did he? Maybe. That's a complete stab in the dark. I'm pretty sure he came from this club. I know it's definitely a French club that he came from. But look, they've had a red card. We are 2-0 up at this point, though, but they've had a straight red. Kante's come on, Amati's come off, and we'll just skip ahead. We won the game 3-0, and no injuries for us. Finally got the scout reports back on the players that we were looking at. Now, this guy that I put in a bid for, the striker, does look very good. 75 overall already. Pace-wise, excellent, obviously, and finishing very good already. I'm also looking at this guy as well, 71 overall. Incredible. He could be challenging for Schmeichel by the end of the season. Who knows? He does need some training, though, and we will try and get him up and improve him before the end of the season to try and make sure he is a very good player for us. School 78, I didn't realise he was actually that good. I thought it was a few overalls less than that. But still, I'm not too sure that I'm going to get him, and he is 6'5", but he's just a bit of a slow centre-back. I'm probably going to go with Ugani if I'm totally honest, but if I can't get that deal done, then maybe I'll go back to Seoul afterwards. And here we go, the Polish keeper looks like he's on his way. They have accepted the bid. Now, he wants £6,000 a week. I'm happy to give him that. We will go over the 5-year deal, though, and we will go with a squad rotational player. I think that's fair enough, to be honest. He's 71 overall. Still can't get over that for a 17-year-old keeper as well. And Anderlecht have accepted the 5.5 million for their striker. He does want £30,000 a week, so we will go with that. And we'll also go with a 5-year deal on this one. We'll go important first-team player, and hopefully he agrees to that contract. But Stoke have said they are not interested in the player I've included. Did I? Oh, I did include Ijoa in this deal. We will get rid of him then. We'll just go with money. It doesn't seem like they are too interested. We'll go with 6.5 million for Juve, and hopefully we can get rid of Ijoa separately. Nightmare. Juventus are not looking to loan out Regani at this point. I thought they usually do, to be honest. They usually do loan him out, so I'm very surprised that they have decided against doing that. Maybe it was the 2-year deal that put them off. Not really too sure, to be honest. We'll have to move on to other centre-back options now. Potentially being Seoul, but we'll have to have a look at some others as well. Now, this guy looks really good that I've just scouted. That's why I always like to have a look at the Belgium clubs, because they do have some very good, high-quality players. Most of them younger players, which I've been saying a lot, but I'm not really too interested if they're young or not. But in this case, they do have quite a few decent young players. I'll continue to look at centre-backs for now, though. Wow, this might be another centre-back that I'm interested in. He's only 5'8", but he does look like a very good centre-back. Physically, he looks really good. His standing tackle's pretty decent. We'll scout him. I want to see what this guy's like. He's 29 years old, but he's very fast. And he's only 5'8", though. That puts me off him a little bit. I'll see if I can play any other positions. Maybe left back or something. I don't really know what other positions. Yeah, left back and left mid. I was going to say centre back can't be the only position he can play. But we'll have a look at some other centre-backs now as well, if I can find any more that I've got scouting. I've gone with a stronger team for this next match against Sassuolo, and yes, it's not too far off my starting 11, this one. Obviously, Ijoa's in there, Gray's in there, Inler. Those sort of players and more won't really be in the starting 11, I would have thought. But other than that, the rest of the team is actually quite strong. So we'll wait and see how we get on in this game. Hopefully another 3 points, and we have got a goal through Ijoa already. I'll skip it, and we won the game 4-0. Morgan, though, picking up an injury, which means he could be out for a little while, but we have to wait and see. He's only out for 2 days, luckily for us, so we do have plenty more options in centre-back now, which is good. And I was scouting this guy. Now, he's 22 years old, 71 overall. I actually thought he was going to be a little bit better than that. Maybe the new Cristiano Ronaldo, but not quite. So we won't continue to look at that player for now. Scout report back on Juve. Again, could be a player that we try and get in, potentially. 77 overall, though. Does look very good. There's Lewis Cook, actually. I won't be signing him, though. Someone did suggest him. I've got him on my Leeds career mode, so I don't really think it would be a good idea to get them on both. But yeah, that I think pretty much concludes most of the players I'm going to try and sign. I'll quickly show you some players I've been scouting, and I think we'll get the reports back in the next few days, hopefully. So here are 2 players I've been scouting. Another Polish player. Does look very fast, which is good. It ticks that box. And he can also seem to defend, but I am still scouting him. 4 days left on him. And Mario Gasper, I think is how you pronounce his name. Again, does look very solid. I'm not really too sure how much he's going to be worth, but I imagine he's on a fairly decent wage as well at Villarreal. So we'll have to wait and see on those scout reports when we get them back. But I'm continuing to look at some other players as well. We will just do some player developments now and go with the exact same 5 players, I think. And hopefully get them up in overall potentially this round. Can we? No, Amati, though, does get one of his attributes up and the rest of them stay the same. Here we go, finally we've got some players that have accepted. We can get in some signings before the end of the episode. Got our Polish keeper in now. very good news for us. We've also got in a new striker as well who looks very good. Hopefully going to grow him. He does look a very talented player. So, yeah, pretty happy with those 2 signings. Hopefully we can make some more before the end of the transfer window. I'm pretty sure we'll make a few more as well as those 2. But Stoke City want to prevent us from signing Juve. 10 million they want in order for us to try and sign him. He does look a very good player now. He is someone I am very interested in. So I am tempted to push that one up to... I'm going to go with 8.6. And we can hope that that Stoke City do accept that one. I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave more suggestions in the comments as to who you want me to sign or even sell potentially as well. Something I do need to quickly actually do is, I think... In fact, let me know in the comments what you think about getting in some youth staff. Should I get any younger players in through the academy, or should I just stick to trying to sign the players? Because, like I said at the start, it's not based on getting in loads of young talented players, really. It's just about improving the squad. And if that's through getting in the younger players, then so be it. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you did know this, then please get the thumbs up button and also go ahead and subscribe as well. If you could go hit 30 likes on this video, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time for episode 2. Goodbye.